Ben Vato, this is Lukadowski of WeAreChange.org, and holy cow, today is a very big news day with a lot of developments happening with Iran, the YouTube CEO, and of course a lot of hacking news regarding WikiLeaks and Bill Gates that we're going to be getting into in this video. But before we do that, a friendly advisory. The government does not give a damn about you. They do not care about you. They play by one particular rule set, and you have to play by another. During this financial calamity, during this major economic crisis, the banks and the 0.1% are profiting off of this, while of course everyone is left suffering, holding the bag, as of course this country's getting indebted to now close to $25 trillion. While of course the mainstream media distracts us and just nonchalantly changes major talking points like saying, don't wear a mask, to now wear a mask without any consequences. We, of course, have been very consistent about that issue on this YouTube channel, and this could be why we're getting punished and had our entire channel fully demonetized. No memberships, no super chats, no ads, major part of our livelihood just retroactively taken away. But that's why we partnered with different businesses, including businesses that I personally use and trust, like cleanhealthyhappy.com, a great resource where you could find products that are very hard to find. I personally use a lot of these products. I could vouch for them. And if you're looking to purchase any of these items, check out the store that we do business with, since of course this is one of our trusted merchants that we work with. Okay, now jumping right into it, one of the biggest stories developing right now is the possibility of a hacking group getting 20,000 leaked email addresses and passwords to organizations like the Gates Foundation, World Health Organization, the National Institute of Health, NIH, and others. Now this is a bombshell allegation that, again, we have to understand here, the World Health Organization is initially denying, saying that it says that addresses were exposed, but they didn't find any that were, quote, compromised. But according to the Site Intelligence Group, they are saying that this information is being circulated on 4chan message boards and others like it since Sunday. Now, again, it is still unclear who obtained and published this information. It's also important to note here, just because the World Health Organization denies it, doesn't make it true. The World Health Organization has spread a lot of false information throughout this entire situation that the world is dealing with right now. But obviously this is a major story. It's still developing. It hasn't been verified. A lot of the media surrounding this is blaming a right-wing group for this alleged virtual attack. It is rumored that this action is an activist-motivated one that is also trying to go after the Wuhan Institute of Virology. This is, of course, where many people believe this outbreak began, since, of course, there's a lot of data that suggests that theory is correct. We went into those reasons before and won't be doing that now. Allegedly, also, the CDC was targeted. And obviously, this is something that I am personally investigating right now, keeping a close eye on, since this story may have some very important implications. As of right now, it's still just rumors. And unless something legitimate surfaces, I will, of course, report on this. So far, we only get a lot of speculation and a lot of the mainstream media finger-pointing at right-wing groups. Now, will something come out of all these 4chan users talking about using these credentials to, quote, download everything they can? Well, only time will tell. There has been an unverified photo posted, a part of this dump of information, referring to splicing HIV into this sickness, of course fueling the speculation that this sickness was genetically engineered with HIV spike proteins. Yet again, nothing has been verified. And in some of the initial alleged leaks, we have 48 people using password as their password, very similar to what John Podesta did, and others used their first names for their passwords, according to some of the alleged leaked information now, which wouldn't be surprising because that's usually what not tech-savvy people do. We had an Australian cybersecurity expert, Robert Porter, tune in to this debate happening right now, and he says that the World Health Organization's security is appalling, which wouldn't surprise me, but yet again, still, can't stress this enough, nothing has been verified, and we are keeping a close eye on this story. In related keeping a close eye on people, we of course have the evisceration of our basic human rights and also free speech, as recently announced by the CEO of YouTube, that said that she's going to ban anyone who goes against the World Health Organization guidelines, as well as anyone talking about how vitamin C could be a potential treatment here, which is a little ridiculous since, of course, there's scientific studies and medical doctors using vitamin C to help with this sickness, but YouTube says you can't even talk about that or you'll be deleted or banned, especially if you dare to go up against the World Health Organization. You know, the same organization that told you that there was no human-to-human transmission, the same organization that told you not to wear masks, the same organization that falsely told you that this sickness was transmitted just 1 meter away from other people, the same organization that falsely told you that this sickness couldn't be transmitted through aerosols, the same organization that falsely told you that this sickness couldn't be spread asymptomatically, the same organization that told you falsely that I could keep going on and on and on about it. I could make an entire video about it. If you don't follow those specific guidelines that were wrong, not just occasionally, but consistently wrong, and made this entire situation that much worse. If you don't follow those, well, you'll be cut off by YouTube, which could explain why our channel is fully demonetized, since we were calling out a lot of the bigger lies that we knew were lies by, of course, the World Health Organization, which is also deciding themselves what is information that you can and cannot hear. Truly an Orwellian Ministry of Truth system that essentially is destructive towards human progress and hurts us. Well, of course, just promoting mainstream media trash, since, of course, mainstream media could get away with doing any of these things, and, of course, they're totally fine because they're the establishment mainstream media, and they could lie for power all they want, including this lie by USA Today and CNN, talking about how Chris Cuomo, one of their anchors who was diagnosed positively for this sickness, allegedly reemerged after hiding in his basement for 3 weeks in isolation. A story that we all know is not true, since, of course, Chris Cuomo came out a couple days ago and was complaining about a trucker who confronted him while he was walking outside, who was mad about him not quarantining. As the media tells you, he was definitely quarantining. Yeah, didn't happen. But don't worry. Good old Donald Trump will save us, right? No, he won't. He might just get us into another war, though. As, of course, he tweeted today that the United States Navy has been instructed to, quote, shoot down Iranian gunboats if they, quote, harass ships at sea, which made many people question, how can you shoot down a boat? That absolutely makes no sense at all. Not just on that ridiculous statement, but even the evidence that Donald Trump tweeted along this very idiotic thread showed a video of two boats standing next to each other, and that's going to be the harassment that's going to lead us into a war. And that's absolutely ridiculous. There's a lot of propaganda surrounding what is actually happening off the coast of Iran, which again are not defensive actions at all, but larger propaganda efforts that do deserve to be called out. And sadly, on this issue, Donald Trump is wrong, but we are seeing a very strong military posturing against any ally to, of course, Russia and China. This, of course, includes not only Iran, but also Venezuela, where Donald Trump deployed and is building up the U.S. Navy on the coast of Venezuela. Yet another very dangerous, reckless situation to keep a very close eye on, which, of course, I spoke about in depth on our backup channel, Change the News, which I definitely recommend you guys should go and check out. Yeah, I definitely don't think that this is a good time to start another conflict. I definitely think we have a lot more to worry about than, of course, those pesky Iranians who are on their own Iranian soil or on their own Iranian waters, you know, just being all the way out there in the Middle East, having nothing to do with us, not bothering us, not being a threat to us, unlike the Saudis. But hey, that's a whole nother story that we're going to get into at another day. Check out the Backwhip channel. Definitely subscribe there. The absolute best thing you could do is literally sign up for our email list right here. This is the one sure, clear way to fight against censorship, to stand up for free speech. And because you guys are still here, a part of this conversation, still with me right now, this is why I truly love you guys. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.